So I'm live. My hair's a mess, but I'm not feeling the best tonight, but I'm doing something that has been requested and has been requested for quite a while. I've been asked about some of the stuff that isn't normally down here, that is upstairs. I'm going to actually do a kind of upstairs tour. Not tonight, where basically where a lot of my glass case stuff is at, where I put some of my bigger additions. Here's a complete mess. But tonight we're going to look at a couple of the most requested things in the last little while. Hey, Day Katana. I am breaking open, I'm looking into a couple of the most requested box sets that people ask me about in my entire collection. Hey, Andy. And in case you haven't seen it, my cat's there. But yeah, we're gonna look into that. I get asked about it a lot, actually. People that have seen my Instagram, people that know that that's one of the things in my collection, kind of want me to dive into it. So that's kind of what I'm going to do tonight. That's like the first thing that I'm going to do tonight. And you're not going to see me on camera while I do that. So I may not see all your questions right away. So before we get started, feel free to ask anything. Because what we're going to look at tonight are three main box sets. One, no. 4K at Harry Potter's, yeah, it's $200. It was like $140 during Christmas time. But yeah, the Blu-rays, 3 editions of Harry Potter, that's good enough for us for right now. We'll grab the other ones down the road. So I guess, do you want to look at the Harry Potter first, or should I leave that for last? To be like the big opening thing. Because I put a couple box sets here. One's a horror one. One's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Last, okay. And so the easiest one to open up, I guess, and to look into is I Am Canadian. And, just like that Molson Canadian commercials came out years ago. One of my favorite shows, and my better half as well, and she is not Canadian, for comedy-wise, was this show right here, which is a really kind of weird, funny, eclectic show called Red Green, the Red Green Show. And it made fun of, like, I guess, a lot of like the handyman type of shows, and those PBS series that used to come on back in the day, where there'd be a guy, and it would be whether it be like a hunting show, a fishing show, or or kind of a handyman type show. So Red Green was played here by Stephen Smith, and Stephen Smith was a kind of a stand-up comedian, skit-com stuff. No, it's not Tom Green's dad. And he had a show called Smith and Smith's Comedy Mill. Actually, when it used to run on, you used to watch it all the time? It used to run on before Tracy Ullman back in the day. Hey, Javed, how's it going? We are looking into some box sets today. The first one up is the Red Green Show, which I'm hoping you kind of know. So this one here actually does collect the entirety of the show, from the specials and everything else. So this is the entire series, and if you've never seen Red Green, I do strongly recommend it. It went on from 1991 to 2005, and he's extremely good in these roles. So just to take note at random, because they're all different seasons that will go by. This is the second series right here. The character started out as just a little skit. It's Canadian. This is truly super Canadian. It started as a skit on a series called exactly Duct Tape. Okay. So you're so mad at me right now? Why? Because I'm showing the thing that I'm actually going to be showing things, Savannah, that you want me to show. So you're one of the people that requested this one. And they ran usually around like 24 episodes a season, that type of thing. But this originally came on back in the day, and would come on a lot of times before as a skit on a show called Smith & Smith Comedy Mill. Extremely good, extremely funny. I am doing well, and we are going to look into something you're going to be excited about. Right there. You see that? That's the one you asked about. And I have to kind of tighten my camera there. It's a little on the wobbly side tonight. The second one that I wanted to mention, because somebody asked me about this one recently, was what is one of the best Hammer collections that you can buy? What is one of the best Hammer sets to get if you're just starting out with Hammer? Well, if you can grab this set, I do strongly recommend it. And that is this one right here. This is a Hammer collection. It is a 21 disc set with an incredible amount, eclectic amount of movies. So how does it work? So the top of the box just opens up like this. There's a booklet, which I'll look into in a second. A series of lobby.
Playing all songs. Shuffled.
No. What the hell? Okay, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Why are my songs playing? Oh, great. Now, see, this is how you get... Why did it play songs? I don't understand what just happened. I understand when my phone started. That's Peter Cetera. Yes. Is that the... Oh, yes, it is. So, perfect. Yeah, so it is... I was just trying to remember. I like Peter Cetera. I like the group Chicago. So, I was trying to remember that was from that. My phone is haunted. And you know what it is. It's that word that I said. That word that got that... But I understand the... No, it's an old 80s song from 85, something like that, 85, 86. But... this is one of the best Hammer sets that originally came out. These are on DVD. This is not Blu-ray. So that was so weird. Why did it do the song thing? I understand it's starting up. It always does that. But okay, here we go. This is Dracula, Prince of Darkness. That's me looking, it's kind of like postcards. Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Quatermass in the Pit. I'm glad it stopped when it did. I would have got like 5 more seconds and that would have been like a strike on me. Yes, it is. It's the Hammer one. So this is the Reptile. Frankenstein Created Woman. Great movie. And 1 million years BC. So there's like 21 movies in this set and they're done in books. So first up is book 1. And if you can't tell what that's going to be, Ghost in the Phone, there we go. That is Christopher Lee as Rasputin. And on the back we have Ursula Andress from She. So this the first set has She, The Nanny, which I have in a couple of different sets. Dracula, Prince of Darkness, which I have many, many times. The Plague of the Zombies, which if you don't have, I recommend getting a Scream Factory edition for sure. And Rasputin the Mad Monk. And as feature-wise on this one here, I don't think there's a lot. In the first one, there's like audio commentary on the Nanny, and like basically trailers on the other ones. But that's for the first set. That's not it. Now we get to book 2, and we have like Raquel Welch, and we have the Reptile. 2 very different images, strikingly different images. The eerie-looking Reptile, the beautiful Raquel Welch. And this has some good ones on it, too. Like, that is The Reptile, which is a fantastic Hammer film. The Witches. I think that's Joan Fontaine, actually. 1 million years BC. Raquel Welch. She would still be on the Google Doc list. The Viking Queen. And Frankenstein Created Woman. As you know, there's a couple of these that I've got on Blu-ray since then. But when I got this, I didn't have a lot of Hammer, and this was a way to get like the different Hammer stuff, like get Hammer Horror, get Hammer Adventure and Action. Movie else. Nice. Yeah, I'm actually, that's what we want to do, is try to buy them separately. Because just for the extra discs and stuff like that. I know you guys had great sales at JB Hi-Fi. We watched one year. Really? See, I like Manhunter better, but I saw Manhunter back in the day. So there's a bit of nostalgia to it for me. I just like Brian Cox, but more than anything else, I'm a huge fan of the lead actor. That's kind of what it is for me. Because, To Live and Die in L.A. Oh, so the lead actor is what I love about it. To Live and Die in L.A. is one of my favorite movies of all time. Of course, he did great in CSI too. William Peterson. Oh, the TV movie Cares are really good actually. Different ending though. But yeah, William Peterson is the reason that I love Manhunter, and I guess To Live and Die in L.A. as well. I still think the best thing he's ever done is To Live and Die in L.A. This one here we get Quatermass in the Pit. Vengeance of She. Well, right now we're going through a couple box sets. One of them is going to be a really big one. The Devil Rides Out. This is actually a favorite of Christopher Lee's. Prehistoric Women. It's a fun film. Cheesy but fun. And one of my favorite Dracula films that actually usually gets me like scorned at from a lot of Hammer sites that I'm no longer a part of. You might Scars of Dracula. Oh, Michael Mann's fantastic. Scars of Dracula right there. See, this is a great Hammer vampire film. There will be people, really snobby people on Hammer sites that'll look down on you for liking it. Don't listen to them. They kind of suck. Satanic Rites? No, that was Scars of Dracula. Satanic Rites, least favorite for me, right? Like everybody's got their own favorites. I find it hard to get through Satanic Rites. I love Dracula 8072. I think that the start of that is excellent. They got that gothic start in it. But I just feel like I'm watching Satanic Rites and feel like he's playing the James Bond character that he never played before. Like this could 40, 45, something like that. I don't have a lot of 4Ks right now. This is the Horror Frankenstein, and that, yes, in case you kind of recognize that face there, that is David Prowse, the probably better known as Darth Vader in the Star Wars films. That's him right there as the Frankenstein monster. Next up, we have The Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Actually, Straight on Till Morning, which is a film I really, really love. Fear in the Night is another great, and it's got Cushing. Speaking of which, there was an announcement today on Hammer. That's one of the reasons this got brought down. I'm going to mention the Hammer announcement from Scream Factory. And it's a big one. Demons of the Mind. This is actually really cool as well. And the last Hammer film, To the Devil a Daughter. Not only in the set, but the last Hammer film from the original output of Hammer Studios. So today... Oh... There is supposed to be 2 more Hammer sets coming out from Indicator. So I expect them to be announced sometime in the new year. Which it is the new year, so sometime soon. So one of the coolest things about this set is the one To the Devil a Daughter, because it has a documentary on the last Hammer film. But yeah, you're gonna really like if you've got the other Indicator sets, yeah, I can see the other ones coming out. There's a few that I think are gonna be in it, and there's ones that I kind of know are gonna be dived into a little bit more. Okay, watch for PlayStation 9's animation stuff on this channel, which he's working really hard on right now. But the one I'm gonna show you right now is gonna pop me off the screen for a little bit, which is good for you guys. You get a rest from my face. And you ready? Okay. So, we're going to turn this thing around and see my cat, who's resting right there. But we're going to look at this. The Harry Potter box set, which I've been asked about a lot. And Savannah, yes, I know you asked about this one. So, when you open it up, I'm going to have to take this out for a moment. All right. You see Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So the neat thing about this is, so this is the first one right here. And you open it up. It's a Blu-ray movie. This is the movie. Okay. The movie, the theatrical version, and the uncut version. special features. Sure, and creating the world of Harry Potter. So this is the first movie of the Now they all are here. Now just underneath that you'll see that there are all the Harry Potter digital copies are right here. Now before I go any further, you should know that this set has a lot of little surprises with it. And what exactly does that mean? Well, it means stuff like this. So here's the Harry Potter's catalog of artifacts. You open it up. But that's not all. You see, you open this thing up again. And down here a little bit farther, I gotta find it, because I know it's here. Let's move my other hand so I can get down there. So this here is the map. I'm not going to take it all out right yet, unless you really want to see it. But this is the map from Harry Potter. It's huge, it's cloth, and it comes out. Also, oh, this one got bent up a bit. Here is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. There's a huge map with that as well. It kind of came with it. Not quite sure how that got put so far down. So let's keep looking at that. Wish I had more space so I could do this a little bit better. I'll put that in afterwards. So the set itself opens up. So this is the bottom part of the set. And it opens up like this. And that's not quite it. So hold on. This is the set opened up. And each one has, so this has the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. That's year 2. And there is year 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban. That's the ones for here. And I think, just to let you know, they all have the, the special features, and each has the Creating the World of Harry Potter disc on there as well. But as you come down here farther, you're going to see some different things. So right here, we've got the label collection. So if you're a real big Harry Potter aficionado, you're going to know the label collection. And right here is more cards from Harry Potter. This here specifically is kind of neat. Is this right here. So hard to get this open. This is the Horcrux. Is it real wood? No. It's a simulated wood. I want to thank everybody here that stayed, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm not feeling well today. And I'm doing this one as kind of like a way to help make myself feel better. You're not going to believe me when I tell you how much it was. So this one here has a little scroll in it, which I'm not going to open up right now. Thanks, Javid. Unfortunately, the stuff that I have, sadly, is not the stuff that's easy to get better from. I have epilepsy. Thanks, guys. So every once in a while, it's small seizure time. So this one has the Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix. And later on, these movies would have like 3D. And just in case you're wondering, yeah, each one of these that had original 3D editions, the 3D editions are there as well. So this is the Deathly Hallows. This is the first part. They have both parts of Deathly Hallows here, so I think these were the ones that were 3D. So yeah, when you open them up, there's part 2. You always get the 3D edition of the movie as well on here. It's definitely one of my most expansive sets that I've ever gotten. And here's the certificate of authenticity. There were 63,000. This is 24,314. Buy this set now, it is actually super expensive. There's a bunch of cards and stuff there, so I can get into some of that a little bit later if you want to, but I'm tired of holding this camera. So let's talk a bit like we normally do. Oh, how much did it cost me? The thing is that for the Harry Potter set, hold on a second, guys. This is killing me. Everything technically wrong that can go wrong. Pop Master said copied Harry Potter. I guess he would try that in a way. Wouldn't be really surprising though. I'm taking a second here because I got to put something back in. Okay. I love the fact that it had all these secret doors and entrances and different things to do. You can get that for £90, dude. That's a steal for this thing. Needless to say, this here was known for being extremely expensive and hard to get back in the day. Even at 63,000 copies, it wasn't an easy find. However, the way I found it helped out a lot. I met a guy that was moving away to Japan. And he wanted to get rid of his collection because it's not something he could take with him. Now, he worked at a place called HMV, which we have here. So we always had the ability to get like really cool, expensive things. So I offered him a price for pretty much for almost the entirety of the stuff that he had of his collection. So the cost for the Harry Potter box set, when it came out to like everything I bought from him, was $20. So the set that I just opened up cost me $20. Needless to say, it's probably the best deal that I've ever gotten. I'm not joking at all. I got that. I got if you've ever seen like the barrel set, the Breaking Bad one, the first one, I got that for $20. I got a bunch of other ones for like for even less, like for regular stuff. No, he was moving to Japan, and he was just getting, and he had like a nice collection, and he wanted to get rid of like some of his stuff. It's actually, if you go back, it's a ways back, like when I was in St. John's in my video, I actually do like this unboxing of all these sets that I got from him. That included like a, one of the Scooby-Doo sets that I got, with the van, not but the plastic van. 20 Canadian loonies, that's it. It's not called stealing, it's called good negotiation tactics, and it worked. And he never came back from Japan. Actually, he loves it over there. But anyway, so yeah, that's probably the best deal I've ever gotten on any set ever. But and I'm very proud of the Harry Potter set. They did a gorgeous job with this. So for me right now, I just want to get the single editions of the 4Ks, just so to have them in my collection. I don't need like the set. It's definitely up there. Like obviously, this is one that for me, you have to understand. Some of my proudest purchases are movies you probably wouldn't care about, or they're not in big sets or anything like that. But they're just, I like some weird, strange stuff. I like horror a lot. So a lot of the horror that I got are like, when I picked up, as silly as it sounds, what's my proudest purchase? It's really hard. A lot of these are different babies for me for different reasons. And I honestly, Things. Things is a proud purchase because it's part of my Canadiana collection. It's a horrible movie, but it's a fun movie to watch, and it's one that when you show people, they don't believe. So there's this movie made in 1989. Nobody believes it, and or they don't believe it can be that bad until they see it. They're like, "Oh, I saw Troll 2. You can't get anything worse than that." And I'm like, "Yes, I can." But I don't know. To be honest with you, there's a lot of different. The Russ Meyer set definitely is up there. Fricked in my head. But the Russ Meyer set is definitely one of my most proud purchases. One, because I'm a huge Russ Meyer fan. That we put over there in the background. And that's true. I'm a big Russ Meyer fan. I grew up watching the movies a lot when I was probably way too young to watch them. I got the set, and it's one of those that one of the only times that I was aware, like at the time, that the set was hard to get, that it was out of print, and it was glorious because I had just started buying UK releases. I hadn't bought them before, and I just bought like a few Arrow ones. The Gates of Hell for Aerodrome, that was only an inexpensive set about the time, but it got me back into Fulci. It's not an easy set to find nowadays, so if you can find it, grab it up. But those were amazingly proud purchases of mine. That's actually a good idea for a video, and a good jumping off point from here is, so what are some of my favorite purchases? What are some things I'm most proud to have? In animation, the Looney Tune Golden collections. Those, I love those. But my most proud purchase in animation is the Spider-Man 1966-1967 series. The Vincent Price Arrow set is another one. Definitely one of my most proud purchases. Like, that's got it in a print now. It features like a lot of the stuff that I like. It's got horror. It's got Vincent Price. It's got comic books. It's got features and essays and just everything that I want in a box set. The first thing that my better half ever got me was that Superman Steel Tin set with all the Superman movies and the reproduction comic book and all the documentaries and stuff like that. That is super, like that. It's the first thing she ever bought me, and that definitely has a dear place in my heart. The first thing I ever bought myself was when I got out on my own, would have been the Lone Ranger set. So that has a special place because it was the first set that I bought myself when I restarted collecting again. The Nightmare on Elm Street set, which I have over there, that again is an amazing set, like you mentioned, and the Batman 1960 series set is incredible, as are the Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond sets that came out afterwards. Those were two sets that really kind of like rung true in my heart. Those are things that I'm super proud of having. And some of these I'm mentioning on here, and if I haven't shown them like in a long time, then definitely I'll go through them again sometime. Some movies give me seizures. Movies have never really given me seizures per se. What has some cartoons have have gotten me weak. As I get older, you got a really nice Survivor collection, so you should be proud of that. As I get older, I'm usually able to handle like seizures and like coming on a bit better. You learn different methods. You find out like when it's going to come on. You try to eliminate as much like physical exertion and stress as possible so that you can keep it from coming on. And meditation. That's eat, try and eat right, take your pills, meditation. Those are three things that for me when it comes to the seizure aspect of it. Now something that I talk about much on my channel here, and I'm going to conveniently move our camera for a second because I still do have a bit of the cold, and that may have had a bit to do with this. Look for it around. You may find it again. You never know when you're going to find stuff like that. I sold my Elm Street set, and I was walking through the streets of Montreal. Went into this store, didn't even know it was there. We were just walking around. It was about an hour before our plane was going to go back to Newfoundland. And we went into this shop. They had all these movies there, and I was like, okay, I was grabbing stuff up, and I only had like a little bit of money left because it was my last day of my trip. And I didn't think I was going to find anything else. I go in there, and the Nightmare on Elm Street set is there. I think it was like $19.99 at the time. And there was a couple other things that I picked up there as well. See, I got lucky at a pawn shop for a couple different things. My $1 Million Man set. My Bond set, yeah, but I knew I was going to get my Bond set. I think for me, the Bond sets that I don't have, the ones that I lucked upon, I go to Walmart and they had like these 4 Bond sets. They're DVD. They each had like 4 or 5 movies in them. They're slim cases. They had like they each had the write up, the booklets and stuff. So those I didn't have a lot of money at the time, so I bought one. I carefully bought it, and I came home and I saved up to go and buy the second Bond set, and then to go back and buy the third one and the fourth one. And so for those sets were for me for a long time were that's the thing, like there's certain things that are going to have like certain memories and meaning for you that some people aren't going to understand. I don't have the Tom Baker Peter Davison sets yet. I'd want both of them really, really badly. I actually had the Peter Davison set in my hand at on Boxing Day, and I was going to buy it. It was a bit on the pricey side. Best Buy did not have it on sale, but I held it in my hand for the longest time. I was really depressed when I didn't get it. Those are those two are your favorite doctors. Actually, Peter Davison for the longest time was one of my least favorite doctors. I actually grew to like him better as it went on. And for some of the reasons that some people don't like Jodie Whittaker right now is that there were too many companions at the time. Peter Davison was like at a huge amount of companions, so it made it hard at times to actually focus on the doctor himself. The companions were getting a lot of them. Born in '74, so you'd been right in the right age for that then. Peter Davison was probably the first doctor that I got to see like actually regenerate, like as in real time, as in I was alive at the time that the regeneration happened, and I got to see that when it happened. For Tom Baker, I came into the Tom Baker era, but like they showed reruns afterwards. I wasn't there to watch like Tom Baker from John Pertwee like going into Tom Baker. I did get to see Robot afterwards, but Peter Davison I saw at the time that was actually happening. You are so much younger than all of us, and that was kind of like that. So that was the first doctor I got to see regenerate. But I loved Tom Baker, so it was really hard for me to see him go. So I was one of those. It took me a long time. Now that being said, the doctor that a lot of people didn't really catch on to right away, which was Colin Baker, is the doctor that I did catch on to right away. As a theater guy, as a guy that wanted to go into acting, I really dug Colin Baker. He had a more theatricality to him, which unfortunately wasn't perfected because of the script writing and during his time. But when it was really when it was good, it was really, really on point, and he was really, really good. Unfortunately, we wouldn't get to see how good he could be until the Big Finish Autos would come out years later. And I think that they had perfected Doctor Who again by the time Sylvester McCoy was in his run, but unfortunately it was the wrong timing. It's just too bad because I like the Cartmel plan. There, that's my geeky Doctor Who stuff. So a lot of people that are watching right now are probably going, like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm a huge Whovian. I'm a Doctor Who fan as well. You only watch a handful of episodes. Have you watched the new stuff? New stuff's pretty cool. I usually say start at if you haven't seen the old stuff, you really don't want to get into the really old stuff. Start in the 2005 era. If you're like a horror movie fan, if you like horror movies, if you're a Hammer fan and you like kind of creepy gothic horror stuff, Tom Baker. Go back, Tom Baker, Hinchcliffe, Holmes, the Hinchcliffe Holmes era. Towns of Wang Chang. There's Pyramids of Mars. So many. Really good stuff. I'll do like a Whovian style episode on here one day. Just watch, I'll get like 10 viewers. Jane said you're not a Hammer fan. Huh? You need Hammer horror in your life. I said horror, right? That's on bubbly. But yeah, no, there's a lot of movies there. That what's my proudest by is probably one of the best questions that you guys have asked me in a while. I get asked a lot of good questions. But a Whovian episode? Yeah, I would definitely do a Whovian episode. If you haven't seen it or haven't noticed it, hold on a sec. That over there is my Doctor Who collection. Some of them are signed by people that are passed away now. Or unfortunately, I did not get to see those people signing them. I bought them from I bought some of them from a collector. I bought some of them from online. Some of them that I got myself in like stores and stuff. And other ones were ones that. Doctor Who is my favorite British science fiction series. For Doctor Who is one of my favorite shows of all time. I grew up as a geeky kid. No shock there. So a lot of the stuff that I watched, I lived in Newfoundland. A lot of the stuff that we watched were British import shows. Yes, I do. I really, really do, actually. I would watch stuff like, yeah, exactly. I would watch stuff like Doctor Who, The Thunderbirds, Blake Seven, Monty Python and the Flying Circus. I was a huge like Anglophile. I watched, a lot of like Canadian, British productions, Captain Scarlet, of course, and like like The Great Detective, and some different ones like that. Some shows that I wasn't really aware of were British, but then I'd watch and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of North American shows at the time really kind of paled in comparison. Nowadays, I kind of remember Joe Nani, but not very much. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the show because I'm kind of wondering if I've seen it or if I've just seen like clips of it places. I actually remember Space Precinct. You remember that one? That was the later one. Ted Shackelford. But yeah, so shows like Blake Seven and Doctor Who were ones that were really, really big in my life. I had a huge scarf. I had a Whovian style like Doctor Who Tom Baker scarf, and I had like a mini kind of a smaller one now as well. Network. Yeah, I don't have any network box. Do I have any network? Yes, I do. I got the Saint ones. I grew up on the Saint, and for me, I grew up on I would see the some of the Roger Moore stuff, but I would see more of the Ian Ogilvy stuff. Now, Ian Ogilvy was the guy that played like Simon Templar in Return the Saint. It was supposed to be called originally Son of the Saint. He was supposed to be his son, which would make a lot of sense because he was a younger looking version of Roger Moore. So Ogilvy did a great job in Return the Saint. One of the best scores, one of the best like opening theme songs of any show ever. And I'm a little bit on the stuttery more side tonight, and I do apologize because I'm still like after I get sick, after I have like a seizure, after I get weak, then the weakness lasts for a little bit, and my normal announcing voice kind of gives a little bit. If he could have been a good Bond. He actually voiced Bond. Actually, I think did he voice Bond? No, he didn't. That's a lie. That's a dream of mine. But no, I think I know that Maxwell Caulfield voiced Bond once, which is another actor I used to like. Which a lot of you guys probably won't know, but if you saw Empire Records or you watch like the Second Dynasty series, oh my God, he looks so much like Roger Moore, and he was so good. He was very charming. But Ogilvy, as he got older, would go into playing like more villainous roles. Ogilvy was nice, but so was like Roger Moore. That's the thing. Roger Moore is kind of like the nice. It was what you call the gentleman Bond, and that's the thing about it. But Ian Ogilvy was always a guy that I thought could do it. But see, in Ogilvy could have put a darker tone on it. He would have been more like Timothy Dalton in the fact that although he's got the more poshness of like a Roger Moore Bond. Yeah, I do. I do like professionals. I like Pretenders too. I really like Pretenders. I do. Rest in peace, Roger Moore is right. Roger Moore is one of my better half's favorite actors. That's her favorite Bond. But I do think that he would put a darker tone onto Bond. The Avengers. I have the Avengers series. I got like that here somewhere as well. I got the series for the Avengers. Was it the Protectors, Pretenders? The one with Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. That was a really, really good show. That highly, highly recommend. I just finished watching Persuaders. Thank you. My better half would totally be mad at me because I should remember it. Detectives was Curtis. You're right. But Persuaders had Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. That was kind of their show together. Totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, I binge watched a show on Netflix today, which I hope comes out on DVD or Blu-ray to buy because I want the show on physical and I want like some features. There was a show called You, and it's kind of a thriller type series. It starred Penn Badgley, who Savannah might know because he was in a show called Gossip Girl, which I'm not going to lie, I actually watched that. But and it was good. It was a good show. It's a dark show, kind of a stalker show, thriller. 10 episodes for the first season. Nice watch, kind of concise, well done, and takes a lot of twists and turns. That tends to get a bit darker than you might expect if you're not familiar with the source material, which was like a book that Stephen King really liked actually. But You definitely weren't worth watching. Did I watch any Dennis Potter shows? I know lipstick on on my collar so well. I grew up with that. So yeah, and of course there's a few that I watched over the years. I watched more British shows originally than I watched North American programming. I watched My Happy Days and Three's Company and all that, but I also knew of like Man About the House and The Sing Detective. Yeah, I actually have The Sing Detective here somewhere. There's a few shows that I want. Lipstick on My Collar is one of them. Also, not a British show, but definitely in the ilk of that style is Armistead Moped's Tales of the City, which is actually coming back. Hey, Culture Trini, how's it going? Oh yeah, the TV shows are usually always better, except for my Quatermass. I like the Quatermass. I like what Hammer did with the Quatermass movies. They actually did really good with that. But the original like broadcast show was good as well. I wasn't old enough to like see them back in the day. Hey, Scalder. We talked about, well, if you go back to the early part of this video later on, not right now, you'll see me unboxing the Harry Potter set. That one. I gotta fix my monitor here, my stand here afterwards. I noticed that it was tipped today because the cats were running downstairs here last night and kind of tipped my stand, so this is a little bit on the wobbly side for only 20 loonies. Some people thought that the person that sold it to me was a bit loony for selling to me for that price, but I'm quite glad they did. I was asked what some of my favorite things that my favorite purchases were, and I went through like a few different things that I like. That is an amazing set. I'm not gonna lie. This, if you want something that is definitely, even if people don't like movies or they don't like Harry Potter, it's obviously one of my most looked upon, most talked about sets when somebody comes into this house. That's one of the ones that they will look at. And if I take it out and open it up, then it's like, all the secret entrances and things and do I have any omnibus? I don't actually, which is a shame. There's a lot of stuff that I still got to get. There's a lot of stuff that's actually going to be hopefully ones that I get in the near future. You know, as for like, I guess my Newsies type Marvel omnibus. Not the Marvel. You mean the comics, like the big ones? I don't have any of the big, like, because they're really thick. That's like the Walking Dead omnibus and stuff like that. No, I got like the essentials. You know, the kind of like the 500-page ones. I don't have like the huge omnibus ones. I love the Claremont stuff, and I got like a lot of the Claremont and a bit of the Lee stuff, a bit of the Jim Lee stuff. I was a huge fan of Claremont's like run on X-Men. For me, I think it's the top run. Now my better half is younger than I am, and so you know by about like 7-8 years. So she got into like the astonishing X-Men stuff, like the later stuff, like some of the Grant Morrison stuff and the Joss Whedon stuff. She really was into that era of the X-Men. So me, I'm a comic book geek. I grew up with like Chris Claremont, and I grew up with the John Byrne stuff, and reading like the runs on like people forget how good too. Like we haven't seen a really great Fantastic Four movie yet. People forget how good Fantastic Four can be as a comic, and how much potential has been wasted over the years in what we've gotten. I think that with the right people behind it, the Fantastic Four in the Marvel Universe can actually have a bigger impact than the X-Men. Well, when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And a part of the reason for that is, oh yeah, his run of Fantastic Four, Byrne's run of Fantastic Four is fantastic. Pardon the pun. Is that they have epic villains to bring into the Marvel Universe. We've got like Doctor Doom. There's Galactus. There's the Silver Surfer, who's not really a villain, but he kind of skirts like the edge of both of those for a while. And and even like some of the smaller villains and the different characters and the Kree Skrull War, just all these things that came out in the Marvel Universe. We're going to get a bit of that now with the new Captain Marvel movie coming out, which I'm actually super excited about because I'm a huge fan of Captain Marvel, and I'm a huge fan of Skrulls. I have funded destination movies on their own. Don't have a box set. They have been pretty poor. See, it's such a shame because like I actually do like the actor Julian McMahon, and his role on, of course, Nip Tuck, and if you watch Charmed, he was on Charmed as well, and it's a perfect casting for Doctor Doom, and then they really didn't do a lot with it, so. I thought that the last Fantastic Four movie, nah, not at all. I don't think it's going to be I think people are underestimating the Captain Marvel movie by a huge amount. I think the Captain Marvel movie, people are thinking, well, it's a prequel, what's it going to do? It's going to cement everything that we've seen so far and lead us into the next era. That's what the Captain Marvel movie is going to do. Now, there are going to be some people. Actually, I like them both. I've never been one of those tribalist person people that'll say like, man, Marvel's better than DC, DC sucks, or DC's better than Marvel, Marvel sucks. I kind of like them both. I like DC, I like Marvel, I like Image. I like the DC offshoot Vertigo. That was one of my favorite like comic book companies in the later days. And I loved a lot of the Image comics, and I'll be the first person to tell you they were so badly written. But I didn't care because the drawing was so really cool, and they had like cool covers and guest artists and guest writers and all that type of stuff. I was there for Image. Now, see, I gotta go. I gotta be completely honest. I completely disagree with the Star Wars thing. Disney did not ruin Star Wars. Like, no way. You know who messed up Star Wars? George Lucas. Yeah, George Lucas messed up Star Wars because he for like a lot of young people, but the person that messed up Star Wars the most, well, I'm going to tell you a secret. The one person, the one kind of group that really screwed Star Wars, the fans. Yeah, I am so not down with the toxic fandom thing. Image has come a long way, Javid. When they started, there were, a bunch of like kind of hotshot artists, and some of the characters are great. A lot of them seem like kind of rip-offs of characters that they used to do in Marvel. But I'm gonna get like so many like thumbs down for that like toxic fandom thing. But I'm sorry, I have to be honest. That is what I think ruined like ruined Star Wars. Well, it didn't ruin Star Wars. Like ruined people's perception of what. But it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. That's the thing. I don't get the hate. What I really don't get the hate on is like is that the things that people were upset about. I used to have Star Wars comics back in the day. I had like the Marvel ones. I didn't have like the Dark Horse ones that came out after, though. There's some good ones. But I did have a few of the Marvel like Star Wars comics. I don't get the hatred for the last film. I really don't. Like it was fun. It wasn't mind blowing. It was okay. Yeah, I heard they're really good. Though I don't like the theory about like Darth Vader. I really don't like how the Darth Vader is like birth. Yeah, screw that idea. I don't like it at all. Palpatine manipulating the Force did not make Darth Vader. His mom pregnant. I am so not down with that origin for the birth of Darth Vader. But they did. That's the thing. Luke Skywalker was used the way that I personally, now me, I think that he should have been used. People went in expecting to see Luke Skywalker from 20 odd years ago. That character wouldn't realistically fit on the screen, and it doesn't make any sense. Rogue One's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, Rogue One's my favorite. Like out of all of them, like, and that's the darkest one. Like people, if I could see people being pissed about a movie, I can see people being pissed about Rogue One, because it goes in like some really dark territories. I think one of the things that saved like some people that would have been angry about Rogue One is that the Darth Vader scene at the end. Like people are like, wow, that is so awesome, and then they get a little of the less hatred part of it. But I liked all the Star Wars films that have come so far. I like Solo is what it was. I wasn't like overly fond of Solo. It was a fun film, but I think more of Star Wars should be done like Rogue One. I don't want to see the backstory of Solo when Anakin or whatever. I want to give me some fresh stuff. Rogue One had characters that I didn't know. So that's what I want to see. I want to see more. I want to see an expansion of the universe into getting away from some of these characters. That's what I liked about the new trilogy, is that they could put people in there, but they didn't exactly have to focus on them. Like Luke came back, but Luke shouldn't be the focus of the series. He shouldn't be the focus of that movie. He's not anymore. They should be going forward. In my opinion, they should be pushing it forward. And working and like bringing in, like expanding the world, because after this trilogy's over, that's it. That's the end of the Skywalker saga. Unfortunately, Carrie Fisher passed away shortly after her mom did, so they can't do anything else with Carrie Fisher. So one of the only times we've seen with the Force use of her is like when she does that kind of thing that a lot of people got pissed about, because people get pissed about everything nowadays. Was the kind of the flying like through the space thing, which I thought was a cool moment, but apparently a majority of people didn't agree with me. But at the end of the day, what made people angry? Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's got their own favorites. Some people are going to be like diehard fans of the original trilogy. That's it. That's what they like. Some people grew up around or were kids around the time that the prequel series came out. And you know what? They're actually big fans of the prequel series. Because you know what? Lucas made it for a different generation. I don't think he did. So I saw, for me, my Star Wars movies were the original 3. That was my favorites. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. My better half, hers is Return of the Jedi. But we sat down on Christmas one year and we watched all 3 of them again. And I used to be like one of those people like, man, those Ewoks, man, they ruined Return of the Jedi. What horrible things those Ewoks were. They were fun. Like we sat through the whole 3 movies. There's a darkness for. That's the thing. Like, let kids have it. Let kids have their fun. So I don't think we're going to get that nice of a send off actually, but this is going to be. They're going to change some things. They're not going to. The craziest things are like the fan petitions, like, this movie should not be canon. It should be canon because it doesn't fit your fan story theories of what a Star Wars movie should be. Oh, excuse your entitlement, but no. Oh, the Panini ones. I had those. I love those. I had so many of their sticker albums, man. I had I had a Mickey Mouse one. Really like Mickey Mouse versus the Blot or something like that. It's a haunted one. I'm Canadian, so I used to get the. You worked for them? Are you serious, Wolf? Man, I grew up buying that stuff. Yeah, it was always so hard to complete. I used to be a big hockey fan. In the Wayne Gretzky era. Decathlon, it's basically, there's a panini sandwich, but it's like, it was and it still is, I think, are they still around? I'm pretty sure they're still around. They're they did sticker albums, and so you get these albums, right? And you'd have then you'd buy, and they'd have 5 or 6 stickers with them, and then you'd buy these packs of stickers for 39 cents, 45 cents, that type of thing. And you'd get the stickers. You wouldn't know what they're going to be, and you'd stick them onto the thing. Yeah, the 86 for the World Cup. I had a lot of the hockey ones. So I was everybody was trying to get Gretzky. Everybody was trying to get Marilyn Lemieux. Get the old the classic guys that would come in. We were really big, and they were really big here. So Woof, you're on my idols, man. This is the stuff I grew up with. They were so important to me when I was a kid. There was a couple. There's a time when I got locked out of my house. I was really young, and I was in Toronto, right? So I had $5 on me. I was waiting for my mom to get home that's what I did. I went over to the store across the road, because I knew I was always good in the store across there. They always let me hang there, right? So I picked up one of the Panini albums. That was a Mickey Mouse one at the time, and because I hadn't seen that, I'd seen the hockey ones all the time, but I had not at that point. I hadn't seen a lot of their movie or TV tie-in ones, and I picked up a magazine like Marvel used to do, this comic book that was had puzzles and stuff in it. Yeah, Panini is part of a lot of people's childhood, and still to this day, I see them at Shoppers Drug Mart now. I'm pretty sure it's Panini that still does the sticker ones that come out. They're not as big as they used to be, which is a shame, because it was huge when I was a kid. We used to trade them back and forth, stickers back and forth. I remember the holographic ones. Remember those? That would come in certain ones, and the ones where you would make a picture. Those were actually kind of super cool. When you actually get ones where you have one where. Oh, really? Mini comic books. Ooh, I don't have that. That'd be cool though. But you used to have the ones that would be shaped, so you'd try to peel out the hockey player really, really carefully so that you wouldn't rip them, so you can put them into the book. Rupert the Bear. You guys had some cool stuff over in the UK. You guys had all those super annuals that came out. My better half had something called, which I showed on here once, which was Mickey Parade. Yeah, they did do some. See, I'd like to see them do some. Can you imagine if they worked with some of that stuff now? Can you imagine an Aquaman Panini album? I would be so there for that. Aquaman was such a gorgeous movie, and she was making a lot of money, by the way. Good for DC. They needed the Wonder Woman couldn't have been the only good movie to come in the DC universe. They had to get something that was legitimately going to go okay, look, people like this type of stuff. But yeah, it's so ironic that Marvel made their cinematic universe kind of like the DC comic book universe, and it made them popular. And DC, the comic book universe, kind of went away from what their comic books were and tried to make something different with the cinematic aspect of it. I don't have any real comics that I collect at the present time of modern ones. every time a free comic book day comes, I end up going to a comic shop, picking up some free comics, and buying a bunch of stuff. And I keep saying, okay, I'm going to start reading this one and this one, but then other things come by, and I don't get it. I don't get into the comic shop very much. I'd have to be closer in. If I was like closer to the comic shop, I would be getting a lot more. You had a few of the Disney ones. Oh. So having worked for them, did you get like a lot of them back in the day that you still have a collection of? Because that is cool. I would definitely be picking up stuff like that. I remember watching this show called one of my. I don't watch a lot of reality type shows or any of those like, but I did watch a show called The Toy Hunter, and it only lasted for like maybe 2 seasons, and then he quit it. Actually, he stopped doing it. But he used to go around to all these different places, and he'd like find these rare toys, and he found like ones that were rumored to be around, or ones that that people thought were gone. And if you've never seen it, it's a really cool show. Basically, goes around finding like these rare, cool, exclusive toys. Based from saying, oh, that'd be so cool. I would love to see that. If I ever come over your way, I want to see that collection. We'll get together. We'll have a drink. We'll show me that stuff. From St. John's? Oh, really? That's where I lived before here. I'm not sure how long you've been watching me, but my videos that were done before Nova Scotia were made in St. John's. That's where I started my YouTube channel at. It's been about 7 years now, 6 or 7 years that I've been on YouTube. But yeah, forever. But like for the first few years, it was a real struggle. I'll definitely check out his YouTube channel. Because I'll be honest with you, when I got like 20 views, I was super excited. Back in the day, when I was like, oh my God, am I gonna break the 20? Am I gonna break the 20? Like my movie library, I definitely want to see it. What's his name? Wallace Shawn, right? That sounds familiar. I've got to open this up without turning on a Peter Cetera or Rick Springfield song. Let's see if I can do that. St. John's, London. Yeah, that would be quite different. Not really, actually. If you ever go to St. John's, Wallace Ryan, thank you. Why did I think it was Wallace Shawn? It's going to be, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring his channel up so that I can look at it when I got it for here. Just before I go to sleep. Which is actually, guys, I'll be honest with you, it's not going to be Wallace Ryan Comics. Oh, cool. And let's subscribe. Have I met this guy? If I haven't, it's such a shame because guy gets some good views too. No, I'm jealous. But yeah, thanks a lot because I love comic book stuff. I don't get to do enough of it on my channel. There's certain things, I'll be honest with you guys, that I've got a movie-based channel, but I've got so many other passions that I would like to talk about that I don't get to talk about. You know, like whether it be comics or like mentioned out here recently was wrestling. I was really surprised and happily surprised by the positive comments that that the wrestling portion of that video that I did recently got. That was super surprising. But that's the cool thing. Is like everybody has different opinions. Like Dave Katana wasn't a big fan of the last Star Wars film. I liked the last Star Wars film. Recently, I was talking with Kubrick Lover. He liked the movie, and I did, and I didn't like, and I liked the movie. He didn't like. I love the fact that we can talk about that type of stuff. Hey, sec. British wrestling. Actually, British wrestling is awesome. You guys have. Is there a British version of NXT? Because I hear there is, but I've never watched it. I was watching Wrestle Kingdom 13 before I came downstairs. I'm not going to lie. That's what I was watching just afterwards. Just before I came down here. Which I'll probably watch later. I know how it pretty much goes. But I definitely... I'm not sure if you guys watch any of that stuff. Any guys here like any... Javid actually likes some wrestling stuff. But if you watch any of the foreign wrestling or like like New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff or, you know, Chaos or any of that type of stuff. No, I'm not in Newfoundland. I'm from Newfoundland. The first 5 years of my channel were from Newfoundland, But I am in Nova Scotia, which is just closer, very close to Newfoundland. Not as much as you'd think. For some reason, people that don't live in Canada kind of have this like thought of igloos and lots of snow, which you can get if you go over to like Labrador or none of it's places like that. But we get some here. Now, when I lived in Corner Brook, which is an area in Newfoundland, that they got a lot of snow. But St. John's not so much. St. John's is kind of like if you're from the UK, where they say UK is always foggy and that type of stuff. That's what St. John's is like. Got a lot of the London atmosphere. Maple syrup mountains and snow. That's what we got. I like that. That would be a great name for like a movie or like a parody channel. Newfoundland's a beautiful place. There's a great anything that you want to do, you can really do there. If you want to go to the city portion of it, that's St. John's. If you want to go down the coast and like hike on mountains, go snowboarding, skiing, whatever you like to do. It's a great place like that. What's my favorite place in Canada? Well, I am from Newfoundland, so that's one of my favorite places. I'm very, very proud. When I was young, I wasn't. I was like, I want to get out of this. It's so small. But I like Ontario a lot. I'm a huge fan of Ontario. Nova Scotia is good. I do like it here, but I'll be honest with you, North Sydney is a nice area. The people are not really nice. They're really friendly. But the place, it's kind of small for me. So it's really been like a hard adjustment for me getting used to. Vancouver's a great place to go. They got a lot of stuff, Vancouver. Vancouver might be the only place that I haven't really been. Due South. Well, that's not bad. Due South is awesome, man. And now Paul Gross is going back to do another series of Tales of the City, so I'm kind of excited about that. Paul Gross is star Due South, which I'm sure you know. He did a lot of other stuff too. So you're at some of the better places then, like Vancouver is a really nice area. I was dating a girl once. She wanted me to go to Vancouver with her. She moved there actually. Yeah. Retired Navy. Well, dude, I'm gonna say this in complete sincerity. Thank you for your service. And people say that, and they don't say it enough. I'm not near Niagara Falls. Nobody used to be. When I was a kid, I lived in Ontario. I lived in different areas of Ontario as well. I've lived in Mississauga, Ontario. If you know Ontario, you know that place because it's kind of fun. I've been to Niagara Falls on both sides. I've been to I've lived in Toronto, Ontario, right in the heart of downtown. Yonge Street. I remember walking on Yonge Street when I was a kid. Hey, Adam, how's it going? See, when it comes to Ontario, if 4K was in here tonight, 4K cinema, he's in New York, right? Logan Toxic? You mean like the man who rocks it? No, Logan's like in the U.S., so he's farther off from me. I would love to do a video with him sometime. Oh, Logan Wolverine. Yeah, I guess he would be, wouldn't he? No, he'd be more. I think he was more Vancouverish, wasn't he? I'd have to go back because his origin story is so convoluted. It's one of the most convoluted origin stories in all the comic books. And the more they try to explain it, the worse it gets because they keep changing everything. But yeah, Logan's Canadian. Alpha Flight, man. Alpha Flight. But there's characters like the Wendigo, and I'm a geek, guys. But no, I used to spend a lot of time in Ontario. What I was saying, when 4K SMHD lives in New York. Alpha was awesome. I love The Guardian. But the area in Canada that would be more like that kind of had that New York kind of grindhouse, kind of like the what's the name I'm looking for? The 42nd Street vibe to it would have been on Yonge Street in Ontario. So if you ever wanted to know what Canada's version of 42nd Street is, back in the day, back in the 80s, stuff like that, that was Yonge Street. The Stratford Festival? You got some unique stuff, man. I'm not quite sure where you get it from, but that's some cool stuff. You get like some Stratford DVDs. I don't get that stuff around here. I haven't visited. I really want to visit Vegas really badly. Vegas is one place that see me and my better half had. We had planned to visit San Francisco. We had tickets, right? And we had planned to go there with the kids. No, they were younger then too. And it was in 2016 that we planned our first trip. Earlier 2016. So we thought, okay, end of 2016, good time to go. So the election happens, and no going to the U.S. for us for till no, just we love. My better half lived in New York. She lived in South Carolina. She went to university in both those areas. I want to go I want to go to the U.S. I've been there since I've been a kid, but not right now. Without getting into any like certain reason. Yeah, I guess you said it, Javed. That's the thing. It's a hard time right now. So and I'm sure it'll be fine and whatever. But yeah. Oh, you lived in BC for a while. See, I've never been. See, I'm jealous of people that got to go there. I've never been to BC. I've never been to Vancouver, British Columbia. I've never been there. That's the only province that I haven't been in all here across Canada. That's the only province that I have not been in, and it's probably a province that's aside from Ontario is most known for like movies and films and TV shows. So much stuff. X-Files was done there. I had the chance to go there like a couple different times. We have like some good comic shops, and we had a couple in St. John's, like really good comic shops. There's a really great one in Ottawa, Ontario. There's around two. There's two actually that I consider great in Ottawa, Ontario, and there's a decent one here. There was two. One of them closed down, and it's called My Secret Identity, and they went out of business just last year, and they were really really good. Now there's another comic shop. I haven't been there a lot, but actually, it's pretty decent. I've liked a lot of stuff that they've done, and they're very friendly. When my oldest, when she went to buy this Power Rangers, this really big Power Rangers thing, it was like a big thing. You serious? With Criminally Insane? You used to do it with movie filming? I want to. I had a dream that I was in film school actually this week. Like it was a really vivid. You kind of freaked me out. I did not know what was going on back there. I had this really vivid dream that I was in film school, and there was this. It was amazing. It was like almost like Fame with the dancing, but with all these like really cool conversations, and like I was going to these classes and stuff. She's a therapist. That's the thing. You find that as you get older, that your whatever partner that you're going to be with, they're going to be work becomes very important. Their chosen career. It's muscle, isn't it muscle? He won't look over. He's not acknowledging that I'm here right now. He's just chilling. He's kind of like discreetly photobombing me, which is cool. He was with me earlier on tonight. Well, that's the thing. They sleep here, but as soon as I go to bed, we just I feed them at night. They turn to kittens, and they're like. Hence why my stand was a little shaky today. They start running around like crazy. They start running around like crazy. Now my cats are 14 years old, so the fact that they run around at all surprises me. But yeah, he's a very clean kitty. Yeah, he's got very soft fur, which is really. I was wondering. We see our in the area that we lived in St. John's was a was downtown area. There was no place where we could safely have the cats go outside, so our cats very quickly became house cats, and they would not, they would not make it outside. There was once in St. John's when we lived in the downstairs area. Uh, you had the window open, right? And we had but we had a screen there. Wait until tape was finished. Yeah, I'm jealous of that, by the way. And outside there was another cat, right? There was a cat outside, and she was outside, and the cats were at the screen. So the screen falls out of the window. One of the cats goes flying out the window, and panicking, going around. So we're chasing outside to get our cats inside the house. I'm putting the screen up. Hin's running after the cats. Uh, I think Hubert, which is kind of the quietest cat, got out, and one that's not with us anymore, he got out as well. My cat. Uh, is Newfoundland a small island? It's actually it's fairly large, I guess, but it's not really heavily. It's like populated, but St. John's would be and Corner Brook, places like that would be like the bigger populated areas. But as you go down further, you're going to see like smaller areas, like villages and like kind of like it's gorgeous. There's a lot of it that's still not inhabited, like that. Not a lot of people are at. Yeah, we managed to herd them all, thankfully. We would not. We would still not. We'd still be looking for them outside if we never managed to herd them all. Uh, yes, I love poutine, but it has to be good poutine. I am picky about my poutine. But yeah, I do recommend. If you've never been to Newfoundland, it is actually a really great place to visit. The scenery is amazing. The people are fantastic. Jason Momoa loves it in Newfoundland, as does Colin Farrell. They come often. Jason Momoa made a show here called Frontiers, actually. Well, not here. Here's Nova Scotia. Now, I always think of when I'm talking about Newfoundland, I always think like I'm there, because that definitely it's a place that's in my heart. You want to go to Morocco? Me too. I want to go back there anyway. But it's definitely a fantastic area. Hey Chantel, how's it going? Did you work tonight? Because I did for a bit and I wasn't feeling well and I had to come home. So yeah, that kind of sucked. I do recommend it. The Maritime Provinces are really great. If you're going to go to, I wonder if I could book on Morocco to hear Shah. Who is that? I wonder if you would know my Tahir Shah. I'm going to get it wrong. Thanks. It's the old epilepsy part of it is not great. You were there early as a fiction writer. My okay, my better half's actually her uncle writes, and he's an artist too. So if you're a big like book reader, then he's like a painter and an author, and his name is Mahi Binbin, and his art and his books have been like revered like around the world, to the point where they actually made a movie out of one of his books called Horses of Gods. So that was one of his books that actually got made into a film, and it got shortlisted for the went to the foreign portion of the Oscars, the Academy Awards. How many times have I been in Morocco? I've only been in Morocco like once for like 2 weeks. Like I've had the chance to go there other times, but I've been working. I'm going to spend a lot more time there when I move. So, but I get to see Morocco often, like on FaceTime, talking to your mom or sisters and stuff like that. It's like or when there's a party or something, they'll actually kind of FaceTime us in, and there'll be like people going around and dancing and all that stuff. I went to Casablanca. Yeah, I went to. That's where my better half was born at. She's from Casablanca originally, and they moved to Marrakesh when she was young because her mother was a university teacher, and her father was the pilot for the king at the time. So they were doing their stuff, and she stayed with her grandmother for a little bit of the time too as well. So we both were actually kind of raised by our grandparents for portions of our life. But no, yeah, so we originally went to Marrakesh, and we spent some time down in Essaouira, which is a really great. If you like just laying back and like having awesome food and just lying on the beach and just chilling. Essaouira is one of the most chill places I've ever been in the world. It's like it is super chill, as in like you walk through there and you walk through the middle of the night and sort of they don't censor everything. Like there's murder and stuff in movies in Morocco. You may get to see some, and you do get to see more some like nudity stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that is censored out of stuff there. Hence why I wouldn't buy my movies right in that right from Morocco. And that being said, I don't guess they censor everything because I went to the video the movie place, and they had a 3-pack of the Dead Snow films, and those were definitely uncensored. Not only that, but they had the uncensored version of Necronomicon. Unfortunately, it was only in French. The Jeffrey Combs film, and that didn't get over here. See, a lot of the movies that they get in Morocco are from Paris, but that's like the physical media, like the movies that come to DVD and Blu-ray and stuff like that. It's a gorgeous country. I cannot like begin to like the to describe actually how gorgeous it is. Now, I'm a huge fan of the area. Obviously, my better half's from there, but like everything else, it's got its great stuff, and it's a gorgeous place to visit, and it's gonna have its crappy stuff. Like no matter where you go, it's gonna have like there's gonna be certain things that you're gonna like about it. But as a tourist, like going into Morocco, yeah, it's fantastic for that. What am I most excited about? Chantal, I'll be honest with you, I'm most excited about one, not working at where I'm working right now. Not that I don't like the place, it's just I'm tired. Getting the chance to write, getting the chance to focus on my writing and my film. The food is fantastic. Oh my God, I cannot wait to get the food. So, I really sorry, but they have like these tagines, and tagine's like a dish, right? And it's got like the couscous and all the vegetables, and I want to just sit back and have my tagine and watch the World Cup because I like the World Cup. Yeah, and just watch some movies. Yeah, that's those that would be the ones, the clay pots. So you're familiar, Jabba, then with Morocco a bit, quite a bit apparently. But no, look up Mehi Bin Bin for real. It's actually it's a pretty fascinating story. His brother is actually really a fascinating story. So there's a couple brothers, and so one of the your parents are from Pakistan. Oh, nice. It, so yeah, you do know the area and stuff like that. You would know that stuff. But so you guys want to hear a story, a true story, Moroccan based, and there's been like writing on this. So how will it affect my channel? Well, I need to be in Marrakesh. It's not going to affect a lot because internet's good there, and it's the city, it's the heart of that area. When I go into like the countryside, you're going to see some more tape stuff, and it's going to affect my channel in a way that I can be more international. I'm hoping it'll have the PewDiePie effect. And if you know who PewDiePie is, which I'm sure everybody does, that he was in one area and then he went to a different area, and it helped to globalize his channel. So hopefully that'll work a bit on my channel. I want to globalize this channel a bit. I want more people to see me. It would be nice. But I have the I don't have I may not have the quantity, but I have the quality people. That's what I'm gonna go with. Quality people. You guys are the quality people. Okay, so my story. It does have a different texture, and it tastes better. It's fresher. There's just something about it. I'm not sure if it's a psychological thing, but it actually does. It's just the heat works better in the clay pots. Oh, story time. Yeah, I almost forgot. So anyway, my member of the this was back in the day in Morocco, the last king. So the military, some of the military decided that they were going to do a coup, and they woke up, some of the military guards in the middle of the night, and it was basically, okay, we're going to do a coup. Are you going to go with us, or are we going to finish you here? So one of my, perhaps one of our relatives got stuck into that. I do work tomorrow, and the coup went down, and it was a failure. And so for like years, the people that were behind it weren't seen. Like they weren't like killed or anything like that. They just weren't seen. They were put off, taken to like military prison, like we'd be, and for years. And then one day, they find out like they haven't heard from him, haven't seen him, spoke to him in like a long time. We're talking like over a decade type of thing. That these people, their names haven't been spoken. That they've been released, they've been pardoned. So in comes a member of like a family that haven't been around for years, and has been like pardoned, forgiven because he was kind of forced to be a part of something that he didn't want to be a part of. There's actually like a book somewhere on it, which I got to read. It's like, but it's in a different language. I've got to get like I got to learn French or get it translated. But it's actually a fascinating story, and I'm only kind of touching on it right here. But sometime I'll have my better half on here, and I'll get into it more. And like wait till when I have my better half on her, she can actually tell the story a lot better, and she could go more into detail. But it's actually a fascinating story, and the guy is fantastic. Now he's at my commitment ceremony when I went to Morocco, so that was like it was a big thing there. But yeah, there's a lot of stories I could tell you about there's like some fantastically amazing stuff. I'm trying to give my cat some like privacy time to get all like cleaned and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to now when he's cleaning himself, he does it. He just wants his me time at that point. Once he's done cleaned and he's all primed and stuff, he'll probably kind of walk over and do his thing. Like, look at me, I look all snazzy now. But yeah, so there's a lot of great stuff too. If you've never been, that's a great area. I love the food there, the people there, the it's a beautiful place. The people are really friendly, and there's like stuff for like a little bit of everything. It's not at all what you think. Are we talking about the really religious ones? Because that's not the my better half would not be getting some of that. Morocco's a monarchy, but it's kind of split in the fact that there's a government aspect of Morocco as well. I hope so. Yes, I'll definitely these. No, that would be the like one thing. There's two things that move with me when we go, and that'll be like my movies, and inshallah my cats, because as long as they're around and safe and good, they definitely will be coming. We'll probably have them on the farm. Very carefully, Savannah, very carefully. And I'm definitely going to have to talk to her uncle, because this is it's going to cost a bit. Needless to say, it's going to cost a bit. Yeah, so that's why I'd have to talk to her. Her uncle's fantastic. Both her uncles are fantastic, and very successful. I would love to have the I would love to have the money that our uncles have. They and trust me, these have been men that have worked for it. I know that Mahi, the artist, actually went to like the college for like more kind of like a business degree type of thing first, but he always knew he wanted to do art, and but like as per the wishes of I think so, dude. Nice try, though. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, he told his mom, he said, "I would go. I would do what you want me to do. I would do the business thing, but as soon as I get my degree, I'm going to pursue art, and I'm going to make it." And he really, really did. He just seriously look him up. I think there's been like there's a second film now, right? That's been done on his. I think there's one. Yeah, there's been two because there's been Ima, which he did the story for, and there was Horses Gods. So there's two. And it's and he like dives into like difficult like subject matter as well. Oh, Mahi Binbin. That is Mahibinebine. If you Google that name right now, that's actually my better half. That's her uncle, and he's quite kind of well known when it comes, especially in the art circles around the world. When we were in Essaouira, that's one of his houses where we stayed at. Okay, fire away. And because he's got a few around there, but we stayed at one kind of like one of his summer houses there in Essaouira. It's a nice little gated area. We see the golf course, like from there. So, but we spent most of our time in the pool, just like relaxing. And he had his art all around, and he had like these tiles, like, and each tile was a different like piece of art, and they were like worth tens of thousands of dollars, like each one of them. So we're very careful not to touch that stuff. Yeah, Essaouira is around 45 minutes drive, I think, from Marrakesh. So you drive outwards. You see like that's where you're going to see like the Moroccan Isle, right? The Aragon Isle. That's where you're going to see like a lot of the goats and the trees. Where a lot of that isle stuff comes from. So Essaouira, if you've never been there, it's fantastic. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, then you've seen Essaouira because it's been on the show Game of Thrones. Rambo 5 in only 7 to 8 week shoot. I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm not quite. He's gonna fight a Mexican cartel or something like that. Okay. We'll see. I mean, like, it'll be interesting to see. I'll watch any Rambo film. Like part 3 was Afghanistan, and like in the last one, he did the Rambo as a slasher movie. You think he'll die at the end this time? I don't know. I think they'll leave it ambiguous. I don't think they'll kill off Rambo's character because here's the thing: they wanted to kill him out. Like they didn't want to. Studios want to keep him forever. But the thing is, he wanted to kill off Rambo from the beginning, from the first film. He was supposed to die at the beginning of the first film. Oh, have a nice night. I'm actually going to go to sleep soon, Chantel. Shall see you at work tomorrow, hopefully, if I'm feeling better. Yeah, suicide. That was like in the book, right? But no, they didn't go. They wanted to kill off Rocky too. So, like he's with Rocky now, he can kind of retire the character. He's got the Creed films. He's going to be looking for a way to like get the Rambo, kind of the Rambo character, or like find a way to get him going without him, type of thing. Whether it's a reboot or Son of Rambo type of thing. Basically, he wants to give the studio something so that because he wants the rest. But Stallone, good actor, but also like really beyond. He's a good writer. He was he came into it like he did. He wrote like Rocky. That was his baby. He said you can make this movie, but I want to star in it. Rocky 2. I like the Rocky films actually. Except there's one that I actually really don't like very much. How are the 4K? I don't have the 4K Rambo films, unfortunately, so I couldn't tell you. There was a YouTuber. Yeah, actually, he directed Staying Alive, the sequel to Saturday Night Fever, and he actually does a cameo in it too. So if you watch the movie, you'll see him like do a little cameo, kind of walking down the street, like hi Ian, you coming in at the end? Welcome. If you weren't here earlier, come scroll back a ways afterwards, and look at my Harry Potter's. Wasn't he in Bananas? Well, like Woody Allen film? It's been years. I really don't know. I don't remember. But honest with you, I wouldn't remember Bananas now. If you he is okay. See, somebody knows. But no, I haven't seen the movie in years. There's not a lot of. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. I like Woody Allen some of his stuff, but some of it. You're see, I kind of like him. The Expendables. I got the first couple Expendables. He's in Death Race 2000. I remember that. I remember his character from that. I like some of the earlier Woody Allen stuff. Do I watch a lot of BBC shows? I actually was just asked that recently. I do watch a lot of BBC stuff. BBC and ITV. A lot of different shows. I watch a lot of stuff now. Good night, Andy. Have a fantastic evening there. But no, it's been a while since I've watched like any of the newer Woody Allen stuff. I think I've seen some, but some of it I love, some of it I like. Scott and Bailey. That one doesn't sound familiar. But is it a detective show? If it is, I'll definitely check it out. I love their detective shows. I was kind of hoping that Rowan Atkinson would do more McGree films, but unfortunately, I think he's done all of them now. Netflix. I just finished watching You on Netflix. Well, not You, but the show You, which was actually really, really good, surprisingly. I shouldn't be surprised. I heard it was going to be good, and it turned out to be very darkly good. Kind of creepy too, in like that serial killer stalker type way. I hope to God there's soon going to be Blu-ray that hits here, because I think that Scream Factory has been teasing us. No, sorry, Scream Factory. I mean, Arrow Video has been teasing us with that one for so long now. I think it's going to come. You think Woody Allen's creepy? My better half has a very similar response to Woody Allen. She won't watch any of his films. Well, his type of humor doesn't really like hit with her either. I want the Hitchhiker a lot. Bird Box. It's not a bad film. It's good. It's like, especially for a Netflix horror film, it's definitely really good. I'm not going to use the word overrated, because I hate when people say, well, this is overrated. Because for me, yeah, I've seen Bird Box. You're talking about like the allegations about the. I know what you're talking about, sort of. So I won't get into it, but yeah, people can look it up. There's a whole whole thing behind that. It's why my better half doesn't watch him. That, and to be honest with you, she doesn't really like his humor. Yeah, definitely a bit like Polanski. I think I was heartbroken to find out about the other allegations of Polanski. Would I recommend Bird Box? Yeah, it's not a bad watch. I'd say it's a decent film. I mean, don't go in with the expectation of being seeing the scariest thing you've ever seen or anything like that. Just enjoy it for what it is. It's got some great actors in it. Ignore the Bird Box challenge, because that's stupid as hell. I love The Burning. The Burning's fantastic. No, there's nothing allegedly, like he admitted. Well, no, there's other allegations, like aside from the one that we originally know with Polanski. So that came out much later, like as in like the last couple of years, that there were other allegations. That was that was a really big thing. I like The Tenet. Now, I know people that really, really hate The Tenet though. Yeah, not just the first one. Now, the same with Woody Allen. There was originally the original one, and then there was like stuff that came out later on. So I try not to talk about that stuff too much, because it's kind of like it's an iffy thing, and I don't and I do say allegations. But you know, allegedly, all whatever type of stuff. I try to keep things based on the films themselves. Say no more, say no more. See, when you say that, I think, you know, I think Monty Python. Is she a goer? Hey, she. Uh, don't breathe too. Oh, don't we breathe? They're doing a Don't Breathe 2? I can see it because it's left up for sequel. But no, Bird Box definitely. It's a fun little film. It'll be interesting to see like what what your thoughts on it are. It wasn't the one that like it didn't ring. It wasn't my favorite movie of the year or anything like that. But yeah, for a Netflix movie, it's actually really good. And that's the thing. Like Netflix is getting a lot of good stuff now. Like they did like Quran did Roma, right? Recently, and there was a few different ones that came out. There's one really bad one. I'm trying to remember. It was about like this. Oh God, the guy in this house, this and his mom. I can't remember it. I can't. I've blacked it out of my memory. It wasn't a good one. It was really not a good Netflix film. Can't say. Oh, I like Sandra Bullock. I do. One, she's a great actress, but she's cute, so that doesn't hurt. So you know, got to go with that. Anyway, guys, I work tomorrow, and I am not feeling the best. Don't say Speed 2. You say Speed. You don't say Speed 2. Speed 2 is a horrible film. No, I'm not. It is what it is. It's not Speed. Open House. Thank you. Don't watch that. Watch Bird Box. Don't watch Open House. Watch the new Black Mirror stuff too. It's really good. So I'm not sure if it came across. I hope it didn't come across too much. But I have not been feeling well tonight. And I apologize if I seemed a little more out of it than normal, or if my voice faltered a bit more. But I did want to do this video. It had been requested. And I honestly kind of wanted... Yeah, I've seen the Charles Bronson lookalike. But I've not seen the film that he was in. To do this for you guys here tonight and get my mind off of stuff too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching tonight, guys. I gotta rest a bit. I will see you guys later. I'm sorry if I've been a little bit out of it tonight, but hopefully you guys have to enjoy this anyway. Thanks for joining me here in the movie club tonight. I'm Aaron. You guys are the movie club, and honestly, you guys really do make this fantastic. Thanks a lot, and thanks for keeping me company when I wasn't doing my best. Have a great evening.